Hey guys, this is Ryan Blair here at Kai's Inc. and today we are doing another intro to Illustrator lesson for those of you who are new to the design department. And today we're going to go over a couple things such as opening new files, copying and pasting, as well as the different mouse selection tools, scaling, transforming artwork, using the alignment tools, and changing color. So we're going to jump right into it. We've already got a document open here, which you learned in the previous video. So now we are going to learn the different ways to go ahead and open up a new document. So the first and the way that I prefer is just to use a Finder or Explorer window here. And so you locate the file that you're looking to open. Chances are it's going to be in an order folder or in the templates folder here. You can just go ahead and double click one of these and they'll open up. The other way to open up files would be go to File Open or do a Control O. And from here, you could select the file that you are looking to open up. So if we go to Kai's Inc. logo, we'll go ahead and open up a Kai's Inc. logo file. So now that we've got another file opened up, we can pretend that this is customer artwork here, and we want to bring this over into, let's say, a template that we're working with or a new document. So using the regular selection mouse, which is going to be V on the keyboard, you can go ahead and click on whichever item that you would like. If you want to bring over multiple objects, you could hold down, click on the first one, left click, then hold shift and then left click the other items that you would like to bring over as well. You could bring over as many as you'd like as long as you're holding down shift. So now we're going to copy it using Control C, and we're going to go over to this other tab here. Now you could have multiple tabs open depending on how many projects you have open. So we'll just go back over to the one that we're working with, and now we're going to do a Control V to paste. And now you can see that we have all of the objects that we wanted to bring over. So we're going to talk about a couple of things here. As you can see, this is too big for the artboard, so we're going to shrink it down. And actually, I should probably go over zooming in this episode as well. So to zoom in and out is Control, hold down Control, then plus or minus. You'll zoom in or out. You could also do Control 0, which will just zoom in on the artboard centered like so. So in order to change the scale of an object, you're going to use the selection tool, and you get these anchor points, or I'm sorry, not anchor points, transform handles on the outside edge. If you just click and drag them, it's going to skew the image. So skewing would be fine if you're using a background color to fill the background, and we don't want to skew our logo, obviously. So we're going to do a Control Z to undo that. So if we want to keep it proportionate to its natural size, we're going to hold down Shift, and now we're going to left click and drag these corners in and out. So you could use the corners, you could use the centers. It really depends on which way you're trying to bring the logo in or out. Another way that you can change the scaling is going to be up here. And actually, we're going to turn on our rulers with Control R. Right now it's in pixels, so you could actually change your measurement within the document by right-clicking on a ruler here. We're going to put it in inches. So let's say we wanted this logo to be 5 inches wide. We could just put 5 into the width right here and hit Tab, and it's going to resize. And if you see this chain link here, this is what keeps your artwork proportionate. If we were to uncheck that and then set it to 6, you're going to see that it skews the logo. So we'll do Control Z to undo that as well. So this particular logo, we have our safe zone around it. And a way to get rid of that is going to be to use the direct select tool mouse, which is going to be A. So if you just draw a line over, use the left mouse click, hold it down and draw a box around it, and you're going to see it's only selecting this outside. If we were to draw it over it, the direct select is going to select any of the anchor points that it touches. So you can basically just select that outer rectangle and then hit the delete key twice to get rid of it. If we were to use our regular selection, this object is grouped, so it's going to select the entire thing. And you could actually group and ungroup using Control-Shift-G to ungroup. And so these are grouped together, so we could ungroup that, Control-Shift-G, And now you can see that we can get the individual letters. And to group things, you select what you would like to group, and you could also use that shift button, hold down shift and click, and you could make smaller groups just by clicking on the elements you want, or you could hold down the left mouse button and draw a rectangle around it, and then do a Control G to group, and now once again we're selecting everything. So we'll get into color real quick. And if we wanted to change the color of this, you've got swatches up here, or you have fill and stroke over here on the left on this toolbar. So if we were to double click onto the fill, this is going to change the inside of those shapes. And you could use the color picker here, or you could enter in the RGB values or the CMYK values. So if we did 0, 0, 0, it's going to give us black, then we could hit OK, but we'll just go ahead and change it to this blue. Same way with the swatches, you could just choose the swatches that you would like. In a later video we'll go over color books, but for now these are the default swatches. Stroke is going to be adding an outline to it, so if we go to our stroke menu over here, whoops, pop that back in, we've got stroke weight, which is going to be in points, so we could add a 8-point stroke, and that looks absolutely ridiculous. That's because it is aligned to the center of the path. The path are these blue lines that are making the shape. So we can do a couple of things here. You could align to the inside, which is going to fill it at that weight. If we were to bring it down, you could see that it doesn't fill the space, but it still cuts up the letters weird. So I prefer setting the stroke to the outside. And you can see that it's having a hard time with some of these edges there. And a way that you can get rid of that is to round the joint. So if you want to change the stroke color, just click on the open square over here and you can change the stroke. You could also change the stroke over here. You've got the same controls, fill and stroke. So you can click on the stroke and you can use swatches to go ahead and change those colors. To turn off the stroke, you could use either this side over here or this side over here, but you would click it and then click this clear and it's gone. So another cool thing about the direct select tool, so as we can see, this is grouped. If we wanted to change specific objects inside the group, you could just use the direct select mouse, and at this point we can change whatever we would like within that group. And if we were to go back to our regular selection tool, V, you can see that we're still grouped. And we will get a little bit deeper into the selection tool once we go over paths and anchor points. I will touch on one more item while we're here, and that's with the regular selection tool. So aside from scaling, you could also rotate artwork just by grabbing the corner when you get this curved arrow. And what you could also do is if you left click and then hold shift, it will rotate at 45 degrees. So that's kind of neat. And the last thing that we will discuss on this one, we're going to zoom out with Control minus, is alignment. So up here we've got alignment tools, and so you can use vertical align, horizontal align center, and that's how you would get your object centered within the artboard. You could also align it to the bottom top, right or left as well. We'll get a little deeper into the alignment tools with aligning to selection with multiple objects a little bit later on, but I think this is a good place to stop, and then we'll move on to the next video. Thanks for watching.